Yeah, this whole situation was fucking stupid, by the way.
And you've already seen it firsthand. HSR, ZZZ, and Genshin Impact have the worst fucking communities in the space, especially when it comes to a legitimate criticism about the features that are actively killing their games.
Have you ever noticed that no matter what Hoyoverse does, whenever it's shady monetization, lackluster content, or completely tone-deaf decisions, there's always this part of the community rushing to defend it? It's honestly wild how far some fans will go to justify things that are clearly bad for the game. And today, I want to talk about it, starting with the latest Genshin Impact update, Stagnant Onslaught. For years, players have been asking for more endgame content, something challenging for the veterans who've been grinding Spiral Abyss and optimizing their build since day one. And surprisingly, Hoyoverse responded in a dev blog some time ago, saying that we're not gonna add any more endgame content because it might cause for anxiety for casual players. Yes, that was their official stance. Now fast forward to today, and suddenly we have Stagnant Onslaught, a brand new endgame mode that completely contradicts what they said before, but instead of it being a fun skill-based challenge, it's very clearly made for whales and less about actual gameplay and more about who spent the most money. And here is the real issue. People are defending this. You hear things like it's optional or the game mode isn't designed around everyone.
So sad about gacha games. It has nothing to do with long-term players or skill until now, at least. He was your friend in Genshin, not anymore. Bro, this is such a shit take. What? Seriously, you're such a bullshitter, dude. Oh my god, it's not about the skill that you have and it's about the money you put in now for looking cool. Shut the fuck up, you little bitch. Jesus Christ. Let whales have one thing, you know? One thing.
But that completely misses the point. It's not about whenever you have to play it. It's about Hoyoverse continuing to design content around monetization instead of real gameplay depth while ignoring what the community actually wants. Plenty of creators like Brand Online have criticized this mode, and rightfully so.
Then we have the final difficulty, dire difficulty, and this is where my biggest problem comes, because Hoyoverse have implemented a lot of really good changes recently in my opinion, but this endgame mode is genuinely just disappointing to see, at least in my opinion. Now listen, there's people that have cleared this dire difficulty, or at least one person, a Japanese player, with C0 or 1 characters, but their builds are absolutely insane, godlike, like I'm talking perfect artifacts, and they cleared it with like 1 second to spare on each one. For like 99.9% of free-to-play or even low spenders, this difficulty is almost unattainable.
Everything he said was valid. He's criticizing a game he likes, but somehow people are going after him for it. And that's a reoccurring theme here. And if you haven't already, don't forget to drop a like on today's video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Let's move on to the video. We have people on Twitter simply harass him for the sake of him trying to share his own opinion. Now, I've touched on this before, but I think it's important context. This pattern of defending bad practices keeps showing up in how Hoyoverse handles quality of life improvements too. In the beginning, we had small things like Venti decreasing Collider stamina consumption by 20%, and that wasn't that much of an issue. But it started getting really bad when they added things like Ayaka, who can indefinitely walk over water. Now they've made a new map that's hard to traverse, and they've added characters that allow you to fly or even ride a motorcycle. Yet again, we got players acting like this is new quality of life in the game while excluding a large number of the players from that quality of life unless you spend money or get lucky. I'm all for new features if it is made accessible, just like how Wuthering Waves added the flying into the game that you can use on any character. But with the low amount of Primo Gems you've been getting lately, it's hard to get these new quality of life features without spending money on the 5-star characters. And yet, people still jump to their defense, turning Twitter into a battleground just to defend a $1 billion company from legit criticism. And then we have the fandom war stuff that is completely getting out of hand. Like, if you play Wuthering Waves and you have any criticism of a game made by Hoyoverse, suddenly you're labeled a Kurobot and your opinion instantly gets thrown out.
There's a Chair Tauntus comment on the vid. Prepare to be called a Kurobot, buddy.
It's gotten to the point where even something as simple as a joke tweet saying, "So that's where Genshin's budget went," in response to Honkai Star Rail's Fine On trailer, sets people off. Suddenly, Hoyo shills are in the replies, acting like you've committed a personal offense. Seriously, go read it yourself, because I'm not gonna read half of the stuff people wrote. It is that bad. And the fact that seeing something mild online like that gets you attacked, that's one of the biggest problems in these communities, and it just keeps getting worse and worse. Take Honkai Star Rail for an example. I've talked about this in another video, so I'm gonna keep this one short. Remember the free Archer Light Cone you could get only if you spend 200 pulls?
After the collab event. Oh my god, wait, you get a free light cone for any 200 pulls? So you ease your ass one saber, you basically get ease your ass one archer.
That alone sparked massive backlash, and rightfully so. But guess what? People still defend it. You've got folks saying it's free or I've saved up so it isn't a problem. But when creators like Saint Tontas make a video breaking it down and explaining why it is harmful.
So as you can see here, the real only solution that most people are gonna have to be able to actually get this free light code is to spend. And knowing that there's 90 free pulls in the patch, 110 pulls from the shop costs you about $220. And so you either saved and skipped out on the last couple of banners over the last couple of updates, or you spend all that money.
People flood in the comments with takes like this.
If War had the exact same patch and collab, the video title would be the greatest gacha collab of all time.
And when it comes to comments like this, instead of talking about the issues at hand, we're just trying to blindly hate on a content creator for talking about proper issues that are happening within their games. And then we even have content creators like Captain Cabinets, who positively reacted to a HSR trailer recently.
Holy fuck!
And she is getting a bunch of hate for it. It is most likely just because she is a Wuthering Waves content creator, and that is honestly ridiculous. So if you're tired of games pulling this kind of stuff on you, stop defending it. Start holding them accountable, speak up, give criticism. That's how games get better. And I'm not saying this to blindly hate on these games. I'm saying this because constructive criticism and calling out bad practices are what helps games improve over time. When people defend every single decision without question and start hating on a bunch of content creators, they turn legit criticism into hate, and that's what ends up overshadowing the original message. We all want games to thrive, but that only happens when people feel safe giving feedback without being harassed or shut down for having different opinions. Let me know what you think of this in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, take care.